Yo, what is going on, homies? It's your boy StumpD back for another OPTC video, and in today's video, we're over here on the global side of the game, taking on Garp's Challenge Revolutionary Army 2 with a hybrid Yamato King team. So that was the team, those are the supports. Let's dive on in. So with the release of Yamato, I have sort of put together some more hybrid content. And for Revolutionary Army 2, King is like the best option when it comes to running this particular fight. King just has type advantage, the driven powerhouse class is so damn stacked, and you have so many different options when it comes to team building, as you can not only use driven and powerhouse, but you can also use quick as well. So I decided to try and like hybrid up a Yamato and King hybrid comp. I was recording this late at night, so this is not exactly the best run for the team, but there's just so much going on in the Japan version of the game, with treasure maps coming up, with summons, with other like characters that I want to debut as well. Do showcases on them as well. Yamato's already got a lot of love, but I really wanted to get this particular team out because it was a lot of fun to build and it was a lot of fun to actually run. But I do want to stress, if you guys have King and you are running Revolutionary Army 2, King is going to be your best option. I do have another team that I do have in mind for this particular piece of content. When 6+ Yamato does come out, utilizing the power of both Roger and 6+ Yamato. But that's something that I do want to release later, like after. So I just wanted to get this video out as quick as possible. I have a lot of videos backlogged that I may or may not release. I might just make them members only. So if you want to become a member, hit that juicy join button. You'll have access to some exclusive videos. Because I do want to get them out, but there's just a lot of stuff that is releasing on both versions of the game. And coming up to New Year's, things are starting to get a little bit chaotic. But at the same time, I do want to get the stuff that I have recorded out for you guys. So make sure to become a member if you want to hit that juicy join button if you want to get access to that sort of stuff. But I do want to focus on the relevant content. So as you can see here on the hack stage, we did use the Kaku special. I did actually stall a turn before this just to make sure that I had a matching orb on Kaku. Kaku actually rotates all your orbs into his orb. So ideally, you can take the risk if you want to. Most of the time you do get a matching orb on Kaku, and it doesn't matter too much because like you can kill the mobs in the back anyway. But for this particular one, like I said, it wasn't exactly the greatest run, and trying to find King captains was like a really tough time. Shout out to my boy KroobyG, shout out to Venge, the guys that were putting on King for me while I was trying to finesse this team, but I just got to the point where I was just like, you know what, screw it, like this will do basically. But once we hit the Invincov and the Kama Girls stage, we are going to use our Pudding special. Now Pudding is got to be down the bottom. Otherwise, she gets special reverse, and it's easy to have Kaku in that middle right-hand slot. Ideally, you want Kaku and Pudding to both be Limit Break expanded. That way, they get a bunch of cooldowns, and you can actually run this as quick as possible. If you are running double King, though, like, you can get a lot of cooldowns with the auto-trigger of your special. But as long as you can use an attack boost, and that's why we brought Kid for this particular team, as long as you guys can use an attack boost, you are going to auto-trigger King special at least twice, and then you have his activation, and then you can get cooldowns, and it all just works real hunky-dory, like real hunky-dory. And if you are running double King, it works even nicer because you're just getting more cooldowns. Even though you can't double stack the attack and the chain buff, the cooldowns is the big reason you want to actually run double King for this particular fight against Revolutionary Army 2. Moving on to Sabo and Koala, because we used an attack boost on the previous stage, we are going to get a auto trigger of King, which means we get an orb boost. Unfortunately, though, all of our orbs become unfavorable, including Recovery, Tandem. Tandem's the only orb that's not unfavorable, but for this team, Tandem orbs aren't beneficial. So we are going to switch with our Dofi Treble. That's actually going to give us a matching orb. With that, we can use the Yamato special. That way, we can actually turn that into a Wano slot, which actually works really nicely for this particular run. Because when we switch back into Dofi, we're going to have color affinity against both Sabo and Koala. And because they guarantee themselves a matching orb, it just works really nice in guaranteeing that Wano slot. So that way, you can just easily take this stage out in 2 turns, no issues whatsoever. Because you get the carryover of King as well. King gives that clock buff. So when you actually pass on to the next turn, you can get the extra chain buff, which is really nice as well. Really nice. I did get lucky with some meat orbs here. If you do see any meat orbs along the way, obviously gobble them up. I did rerun this after it, and I did actually get it done again without the meat orbs. But the HP is real tight. The idea is to run the Magellan ship as well. You do want to make sure you are running that ship. So that way you can get access to some damage reduction as well. When you're below 50%, Yamato is going to obviously give you damage reduction too, which works really nicely. On the Morley stage, we are going to use the special of Dofi Treble here. Dofi Treble is actually going to let us change our orbs with 2 particular characters. And this is where really you want to like give the Wano slots, if you have any Wano slots, to King. If you have one like Wano slot on King, you are absolutely fine. They are going to lock your orbs as well, which is great, because that means you can actually hang on to those Wano slots. As I mentioned, I did have recovery orbs here. I did get quite lucky, so I did actually eat them up. And it does help a lot when you get to the second last stage against, what's his name? against, oh, what's his name? Karasu. Or Carousel. I can't say it. Leave me alone once. I know he's going to comment on this goddamn video. But ideally, if you can give an orb to Kaku, a 1 orb as well, when you move on to this particular stage against Bello's Betty, she is going to give you attack down as well as paralysis, I'm pretty sure. With Kaku, he's going to rotate his orbs into your orb, which is great because we can actually utilize that 1 slot and give ourselves a full board of 1 orbs. We can then lock them thanks to Yamato's super typing as well, and that way we can just hang on to a full board of 1 orbs, moving into the next stage against Lindbergh, which is pretty nice. You want to make sure that you have that limit break expanded on Pudding, because as you can see, getting her cooldown is actually real tight for this particular team. But if you are running double King, it's actually a lot easier, because double King, like, you're getting extra cooldowns with the auto trigger of his special. But you won't have access to the 1 slots, obviously. Utilizing the Pudding special on this particular turn not only gives us a bit of a heal, removes the bind, well, doesn't matter about the bind, actually, because, yeah, we have Yamato, but removes the paralysis. She actually also gives us damage reduction, and because we are going to take an extra turn here against Lindbergh, oh my god, Stump, hit your perfect, son. Because we are going to take a turn here, it's really nice, because the damage that Lindbergh does is drastically reduced, and as you can see, with the damage reduction from the Magello ship and from, what's her name, Yamato, we can actually just, like, we can actually tank quite a bit here. If you need to switch with Dofi Treble as well, feel free to do so. Dofi has color affinity, but if you do need to switch, go for gold, because remember, whenever you switch with Dofi and Treble, they make dex and strength orbs matching for your entire crew. Moving on to Karasu now. He puts up 2 turns of Threshold and gives us 2 turns of Despair. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to cop this, and he hits for around 12k, which actually hurts quite a bit. But once the Despair goes away, we will get the activation of Yamato's Captain ability. So we do take about 8,000 on the very next turn. Or 9,000, I think it's 9,700 compared to that 12. As you can see, I'm sitting nice, quite comfortably around 10,000 HP. But I did get quite a few meat orbs for this particular run. Like I said, it's not like you need the meat orbs to help you out, but it's definitely nice. If you don't use that Robin support as well, you won't get the kid to like halve your HP. So I would recommend taking the Robin support off Pudding as well. So that way you don't get your HP halved. And that way you'll be a lot safer when you actually get to the this particular stage. You should have enough cooldowns to get kids cooldown. I'm pretty sure you will. If you don't, then you might need the Robin support. Let me know in the comment section below if you actually try this team. And you do need the HP from the Robin support to give the auto trigger of Kid. But I don't know if it's actually essential because you don't actually need it. Because he has on like a 12 turn cooldown. Or 13 turn cooldown. 13 cooldown. Is he in 13 turns? Yeah, 13 turns. You should be able to get there, as I think Dofi Treble are on a 14 turn cooldown. If you have your Kid Limit Break expanded, obviously you don't ever need to. I highly recommend Limit Break expanding Kid. He's a very, very good unit moving forward. I don't know if I will with my Kid. Actually, now that I say that, maybe it's not. Like, on Japan, he's an absolute weapon, and I would highly recommend doing so. But with the sync, who knows what's going to be happening in the future, right? So Yamato 6+ is probably the best bet, or just wait till we wait and see what's coming for New Year's. On the final stage, we are going to use the Dofi Treble special once again, and because we used Yamato special on the previous turn and the super typing of King, we can actually guarantee ourselves 3 1 orbs no matter what. As long as you use the super typing first, you're going to guarantee 3 1 orbs because you have 3 quick characters. You can move those 1 orbs around, and as you can see, literally just with our quick characters on the final stage, we have enough damage to take out Cyber Koala easy peasy. So that's going to wrap up the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, it's pretty scuffed to be honest, but it was actually a pretty fun team to build in the long run. But if you did enjoy this one, make sure to go down there and belt that like button for me if you're new to the channel. Hit that big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.